My darlings, hello, hi. It's funny, before I even started to make this, I got really fidgety, I got really nervous and really subconscious. And it came out of nowhere, hit me like a tidal wave. And that can happen sometimes when it's been a second. It's probably been like a few days since I posted a video. It had to rest with this Taurus new moon, full moon that just happened, right? I also feel like with the nervousness that I'm picking up on, like just a fidgety, like shifty, and like kind of over analyzing myself and how I look on camera here, um, gives me the feeling that maybe some part of you is nervous, is fidgety, feeling like shifty, kind of over analyzing yourself, very self-conscious at this time. Maybe you're trying something new, going down a different path. This message was intended to be about dark divine feminine energy, and this is kind of in line with it. But it's like whatever it is that you're going through, this metamorphosis that you're going through, it's almost as if there's like a level of imposter syndrome that's coming with it, and feeling out of your skin, or even feeling like you've slipped on like new skin and you're still like testing it out and like figuring it out, and kind of looking to see if anyone else notices, that sort of thing, which I find to be very, very interesting right now. And for some reason, I'm getting the urge to pull tarot, which is not where we were going with this. Whatever it is that you're embarking on, whatever it is that you're doing here, I just want you to know that we all change, right? Like sometimes we change. You're not bound to whoever it is that you are at any given moment. You're allowed to change, you're allowed to shift, you're allowed to grow, and you're allowed to see yourself for all that you are throughout those changes, whatever it is that you decide. And it's also understanding that you yourself, no matter how much you change, the other parts of you will always be a part of you, right? We are very much like multifaceted, multidimensional beings. And so sometimes, you'll pick up some parts of you and, leave others where they are. And maybe you'll pick them back up. Maybe you'll just lovingly, look back on them. And all of that is okay, and all of that is beautiful. And so it's understanding that you need a place where you feel accepted, right? For who you are within, and for everything that is outside of you as well. All that you are on the inside, and all that it is that you offer to the world as it is. And if for now there's no one in your life that reflects that level of acceptance to you, give that to yourself, and understand again that it's okay for you to change and shift and grow. The only constant that we have in this world is change. Is that, we are ever changing, ever shifting, ever growing. And the energy is always doing that as well, right? Like energy is very adaptable, very flexible. Energy can change on a whim. It just all depends. And so it's like you are crafting a new you, a new way of being. And right now it's really important to take time to nurture all that is of you, right? Nurture these parts of yourself. You're seeing these parts and integrating these parts of yourself that no one else has ever deemed worthy or acceptable, and you are the person who is now able to deem them worthy and acceptable, and only you can. Also, acceptable, twice now I've stumbled upon that word, on that word. So I'm getting like heavy acceptance, like self-acceptance energy here. And that's a big part of the dark feminine journey, right? Exploring the aspects of the dark divine feminine, going within the darkness within you, your shadow self, the parts of yourself that you've discarded, that you set aside, and putting light on them, right? Shedding light on them, and filling them with love and radical self-acceptance for who it is that you are at your core. Stripping yourself down at your core, looking at your raw, true, naked self with nothing but acceptance and love and grace and compassion. And it is the dare to be yourself in a world where everyone wants you to conform, where everyone wants you to change and stretch and grow in this way, and they want to impart how they view you onto you. And when you don't act in that way, take it as like a slight, or maybe outcast you, talk behind your back, whatever, think less of you, discount you, whatever. In a world where people do that, where that is like kind of a norm within our close circles, especially as women, it's understanding that it's okay, it's 100% important and valid to say screw that and to be who you are, to unleash the wildest parts of you, the darkest parts of you, the most unlovable parts of you, right? Like even the feral parts of you. Now, feralness, points to a bit of lack and a bit of insecurity and harm, right? Like those parts of you can be harmful, but if you integrate them properly and you nurture them with love, right? You shower them with love and compassion and acceptance, those parts of you can just move to, again, being a part of, wildness, right? Kind of sort of taming them in a way, not outcasting them, not asking them to change, but changing the way that they show up, right? That's a huge thing here. Accepting yourself for who it is that you are at your rawest and wildest, like, core. And knowing that that part of you deserves to take up space, and knowing that we need that. Like, that's what we need. That's what we're here for. That we are shifting into a time of divine feminine awakening. The divine feminine is awakening and is coming to claim what is hers, and you are hers, right? Like you belong to her. If you come across this message, you belong to the divine feminine. There is a part of you that is kind of locked away inside, and that's kind of screaming like, let me out, let me out, let me out. And it just wants to be observed. It just wants to be loved. It wants to be, eventually integrated if possible. Just because not like all parts of you are acceptable, are lovable, and are valid and deserve to exist and take up space, like I said. And it's also just understanding that a huge part of your core is that you are very nurturing and very loving and very kind. I just saw 11:11. Tides are shifting, things are changing. To show up as the nurturer that you are, to show up as a person who is fulfilled by nurturing other people, by pouring into other people, not being ashamed of that. Maybe you were someone who, maybe that was taken advantage of for you, or it was just maybe you weren't nurtured, and so now you have a hard time nurturing, even though that is your true nature. Excuse me, I just ate an apple. I'm so sorry, I just ate an apple. I will likely edit that out. Just understanding that you can be who it is that you are. Just because you're walking the path of dark feminine reclamation, right? Untamed wild self. Your untamed wild self can be incredibly nurturing and mothering and soft. And it's just this untamed part of you because you love so deeply, because you have such an intense passion and capability, like capacity to love and nurture and extend that to other people. And understanding that life, when you change, when you decide to change, and when you are reclaiming yourself, it is understanding that you don't just wish upon a star. You go and you do the things that you're wishing for. You embody it. You step into that energy as if it's already your own. You claim your birthright, your magical abilities, and just your magical essence, your right to be here, your right, again, to take up space. Taking up space is coming up a lot here. I feel like that's something that you're working on the inside, accepting yourself, accepting how you show up in this world, nurturing that and honoring that you yourself are a nurturer. And perhaps it's that you do need to turn your own nurturing tendency, inclination inward to yourself. Perhaps you are so kind and loving and thoughtful and compassionate for those around you, when really it's not that you don't need to be that way with them. It's just maybe first tend to your own garden, and then when your garden is blooming and, you know, full and blossoming, then you can go tend to other people's gardens, because then you know the way, you know how to take care of your roots and take care of other roots, and really what to do with the soil and all of that, tend to it and whatnot. And so just pour into yourself first, and understand that by pouring into yourself, by nurturing yourself, by accepting yourself for who you are already letting your wishes, your manifestations take root. Because that is embodiment, that is divine embodiment. And when you embody, you are aligning yourself with the version of you that would be able to receive said wishes, right? Quantum jumping. I was combining jumping and shifting. Quantum jumping, shifting timelines. And as you go on, just not hiding that part of you, not hiding that you work with the trees, that you are an elemental being, right? I'm getting the line from Power Over Me by Dermot Kennedy. I walk with the wolves and it haunts me. That, to me, like, perfectly encapsulates the journey of reclamation that we are on. I walked with the wolves and it haunts me. That and Howl to the Moon. Because you know, let Mother know what it is that you want. Share your grievances with the moon, share your grievances with the trees, share your wishes with the trees. And watch as you go on day by day on with your life, watch as those things take root, and watch as they grow, and they flourish, much like your own garden, because you're trusting nature to handle things on the back end. It's co-creating with nature, right? We talk about co-creating with spirit. Spirit is also a part of nature. And so using that as a way to find spirit, to co-create with spirit, and to unleash parts of yourself that you felt maybe it was unimaginable for them to be loved, for them to grow, for you to make anything out of it. Now you're seeing. I just started hearing pocket full of sunshine. And so just tend to this work. It's good. It's honest work. It's leading to a soul enlightenment and soul alignment, so that you can ascend to your higher self, embody your truest, rawest form, which is a lot of what we will talk about here on this channel, right? It's a journey, like a deep dive of soul discovery and unearthing those parts of self, shedding light on darkness and bringing it in, right? Integrating with love and compassion, honoring all parts of self, seeing the different paths in front of you, the many possibilities, seeing how limitless you are, just your raw capacity. It's it's finding your resilience, finding your strength, finding that you are unwilling to back down because you've gone to the depths of yourself. And so, I mean, what else could be worse than that? What else could be scarier than that? Than going to your own underworld, conquering that, and showering it with love continuously over and over and over again. Because shadows come up as we grow, as we age, as we elevate. Different things come back around, new shadows are added onto it, what have you. So it's understanding that, and it's proceeding with love and radical self-acceptance anyway. And that is what the journey, the path, whatever you want to call it, the reclamation of your dark divine feminine is all about. It's seeing that chaos and knowing that creation is bred from that chaos, knowing that you are perfectly equipped to harness that darkness and turn it into magic, right? Spinning straw into gold. So that's what I have for you. I feel like that's going to be just a huge thing this week, something to just remember, maybe come back to as this week goes and you are maybe pushed to your limits or what you feel like are your limits. Maybe you can lean into it, grow a bit more, stretch a bit more into whatever troubles you, and see just how resilient you actually are. See how much you actually can handle. See that you're not as weak as you once thought that you were, and that it's okay to see all sides of yourself and show them with love, and it's okay to change. You are not bound to any version of yourself at any point of your life. No one can make you bound. Only you can do that to yourself, but it's understanding that you don't do that anymore because you're boundless, you're limitless, you break barriers. So that is something to remember to take with you, carry it in your heart as we move into this week. Anyway, I hope this helps. If you resonate with this, please let me know in the comments. I love you all so much. I am now doing personal readings. If you would like to book a personal reading, please email me. It's in the description of my channel. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your Sunday. Bye.